Hey you guys, I'm Fabio Hart coming back with this live video. It's been quite some time now, right? Here we go. Excuse me. So I'm coming back with this live video. What I want to talk about is starting and running your cleaning business despite being scared of growth. Okay, growth is inevitable as long as you stay in the game long enough. The thing is that what I'm finding is that some of my subscribers are finally getting traction, and I want to give you guys a round of applause for those that's out there using my techniques, that's out there just in the trenches head first. We quickly approaching you can actually tell through the season that the winter is almost out of there in some regions of the country, right? So we approaching quickly, spring and summer is coming up, right? So here's the time right now to just really sit back and really analyze. Just analyze the entire situation that you have going on. If you're just joining me, what I would like for you to do is like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, and I would greatly appreciate that. But what I want you guys to do is really pay attention to what you want. Okay, just start there. Start with that thought process, and once you decide what you really want out of this thing, everything else will just kind of fall into place. And it's not as just as simple as it sounds. But the thing is that it's really not as difficult as it sounds either. Okay, once you get started, it comes a little easier to you. Okay, so that's what I try to tell people that's making that transition from employee or that's still working their part-time job or their full-time job while they're trying to run their cleaning business. Okay, growth is scary. Okay, I had one person I talked to probably last week. They were talking about they had two accounts and they were going door to door, and my techniques in door to door was working and it was doing phenomenal for them. But the thing is that they were scared of the growth process, right? They were scared of the fact that what if I get so big and I can't handle all of these accounts? Okay, well, what if you get so big and you can dominate all of these accounts, right? So don't necessarily look at it in a negative aspect. When I first started, I mean, you guys heard my story a million one times. When I first started, I did the accounts myself. I did it for anywhere from 30 to 60 days, right, when I first started. And then I hired a body and put a body in there because I didn't want to be an employee to my own company, if that makes sense to you guys. I started the business because I wanted the financial freedom. I wanted to be free, right? If that was the case, I would have probably stayed an employee, okay? I wanted to be free of everything. I kind of wanted to move how I wanted to move, do what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it. I knew it was going to come with time. So that's why I was more than willing to put in the effort in the very beginning. Okay, so that's what I want you guys to do, man. It's not super difficult, right? Once you get in the door, once you get the ball rolling, it comes like clockwork. It comes a little easier, I will say that. You're gonna have your peaks. You're gonna have your months when you're doing really phenomenal, when you're getting great feedback from your potential prospects or your potential customers, and you're gonna have those months where it's like shit, like I'm doing all of this and nobody's responding. Excuse me, if you guys just joined, I would like for you to like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate you guys. I'm coming here live. I just want to talk to you, see if you guys have anything that I can help you out with. I don't, what I'm trying to get away from is really the reason why I cut down on the videos. I don't want to sound redundant. Like, I don't want to do a lot of rehashing of the same information. I find myself repeating myself a lot. And I don't know if it works, but I find myself repeating myself a lot. Lamar, what's up, bud? How are you? So that's what I really want you guys to do. You could definitely take this thing however you want to take it. Grow at your own speed. Okay, don't say, well, Fabio did this, so I'm gonna do it this way, because what worked for me may not work for you. Okay, and vice versa. So if you got a small little account here and you say, I'm gonna work this account for 6 months, right? And you work that one little account for 6 months, and you don't look for any other accounts, you don't try to, market to any other potential new accounts, then that's just what you decide to do. That don't mean that you're weak, you lack aspiration, that you lack goals, that you lack the ability to go out and look for new accounts. It's just you tend to want to move slow, right? You want to go slower, okay? Whereas I'm more, rampant. I'm more fast paced, okay? So, but the thing is being able to not only clean those sites and be effective and efficient at it, you still have to be able to get those new accounts. Okay, so you can't lose touch of your current accounts, but you don't want to not look for any new accounts. Okay, because the more I feel, and this is my personal opinion, you guys, The more that you don't look, don't advertise, don't put yourself out there to let people know that you're number one, you exist, and number two, you're looking for business. The more you don't do that, you allow the stage to be set for someone else to do that. I don't know how many times. I don't know how many times. There's days where I say, you know what, I'm not gonna go out and I'm not gonna look for an account today, right? I'm not gonna do door to door today. I just been doing it, right? I'm not gonna do it today. And then I go out the following day and they say, if you would have came in yesterday, sir, we probably would have hired you. We just hired a new company, or we're just in the process of switching over from a franchise to an independent company, or you just missed us by a hair, right? I don't know how many times I heard that, all because I neglect to stay active, right? Just for that one day, that everything could change just that quick, night and day, right? So that's why I tell people to always be advertising, okay? Always be marketing. I'm not saying it has to be door to door every day, but always find other ways, whether you're using social media platforms, whether you develop an app of some sort. Just be creative, you know. Find other ways to drum up business, okay? Whether it's a flyer, whether it's phone calling, whether it's, like I say, door to door, whether you doing some type of ad, whether you do a commercial, whether you do a radio ad, right? I mean, just always find a way to be active. Okay, what works for one person may not work for everybody. Okay, everybody stay in different sections of different regions. Good evening, how are you? It's Prox. Good to hear you live again. Thank you, Prox. Let me see. Good to hear you putting out this knowledge again. Thanks, dude. I appreciate you. But like I said, I don't want you guys to get so caught up in the space of growing too fast or not being able to maintain the growth. Okay, you just move at your own speed. You absolutely just move at your own speed. Like I said, when I first did it, I would work an account 30 days, right? But I was quick. I would work 30 days and then put a body in. Sometimes 60 days, depending on how big it is, how technical the particular site is, right? Then I would work 60 days and then put a body in there. Okay, so I grew at my own speed, but this is the way I do it, and this is the way I still do it to this day. Throughout the day, I'm marketing. Okay? Hello, from commercial accounts. I need to be bonded if for commercial accounts, do you? I'm gonna get on bonding in a minute. Hold on one second. Is it Janine? 1 second. So, like when I first started, when I first got into it, I grew at my own speed, right? And the thing is that I was nervous as heck too, because it was just me. I didn't have anybody to really help me. I didn't really know, where to necessarily get an employee from. Like, so all of this came over time. I made a ton of mistakes, which is why I do the videos and why they're so long and lengthwise, because I want to assure you guys don't make the same mistakes that I made. Okay, so that's the thing. Now, what I want to do while it's quickly on my mind, Janine, I haven't forgot about you, is that someone asked me about day porter. They say, is it money to be made in day porter? And it is. It's a lot of money that you can make in day porter. If you got like a factory, like a plant, right, where they cleaning maybe a 3-shift type of thing, or you got maybe a 3-story, 4-story building, right, where they working around the clock, that type of thing, right? They have a day shift, maybe an afternoon shift, maybe an evening shift, or you might run it to like a day shift going into the afternoon or going into the evening, right? Or a day going into the afternoon closing out everything, right? So day porters, like your schools, like factories, some plants, right? What else could be nursing facilities, like you do nursing homes. Okay, that could be a day porter type of situation. But it is money to be made in that. Okay. The only thing is, like I say, with day porters, you're just working there while they're working there. That's the only thing, right? Mess could be a lot bigger, right? Opposed to you cleaning this one little area one time, and then it's gonna stay clean until the next morning or whatever until you come back in. You might clean this area, in 10 minutes, and then 15, 20 minutes later, you got to come back and do something else in this one little specific area. You got to go into the restrooms and do something. So it's a nonstop, constant thing. But that's what you're getting paid to do, right? And if you put up good numbers, right? You put in a nice bid and put in good numbers. It could be a fantastic thing. So don't be scared of day porters. I talk a lot about evening cleaning because I prefer that. I like to get in and get out. I like to get in and get out, not be in the way of them and have them not be in the way of me, right? So I do a lot of the evening cleaning, but we do have day porter type of accounts. Okay, now let me go back to Janine before I forget here. For commercial accounts, do I need to be bonded? In many cases, you don't need to be bonded. You want to be insured, but you don't need to be bonded in many cases. It's not always necessary. Okay. Now, certain regions around the country might, hit you hard on it. You need to be bonded. You need to be bonded. But to be honest, absolutely, you do not necessarily have to be bonded. Others may tell you different. Like other YouTubers might say, yeah, you got to be bonded. You got to be bonded. It's up to who you want to believe. You can definitely do your research on it. But when I first started, I wasn't bonded or insured in the absolute beginning because, I didn't have the revenue. I didn't have the money for it, right? So I just picked up smaller accounts, little churches, little chiropractors' offices, little accounts there were making me about $200, $250, $300 a month, right? And I was just compounding. I just was targeting those type of accounts because I knew I didn't have the insurance for anything really huge. I figured, well, when I go into something huge, they were going to ask me if I was insured, if I had general liability, if I was bonded, anything like this. And I knew I wasn't. So I started small and I built up. So once those checks start coming in with those little smaller to medium-sized accounts, what I did is just took that money and then I got myself some insurance. Okay, but let me see here. Mr. Fabio, I have a hard time landing my first account. Has social media marketing assisted you with your cleaning business? Social media marketing. Let's talk about social media marketing. It have not done what I thought, right? And I've done ads on Facebook and I've used other platforms. Either it's that I'm not I don't specialize in social online marketing, right? So maybe that's a reason why it didn't work. Maybe I need to outsource that to somebody that's what they love to do. They do that for a living, right? But I'm always trying to save a buck, right? And at the end of the day, I just haven't found social media marketing in the space of commercial cleaning. Now, I hear that it works really, really well with residential clients, okay? Because you can put up ads and who knows, you might have somebody on your Facebook list or on your Instagram that's following your Instagram that need their home clean. I was talking to somebody that was doing home clean. I told her to go after, more rich people. You can get a list of all your millionaires and billionaires in your area, right? And you can kind of just target, rich people, the mini mansions, the mansions, that type of thing. I just think big. Like some of you guys might look at that and say, or hear me say this and say, okay, that's far-fetched. And it's really not. You just don't know what you don't know. You don't know if they're going to pick you up or not until you give it a shot, until you give it a try. Same thing with a commercial account. You don't know if they're going to pick you up until you go knocking doors, until you pick up the phone and call them. Introduce yourself. You want to make yourself visible. So even if they're not interested in you right now, what's going to happen at the end of the day is they're going to remember you from coming in before. Or they'd say, you know what, I got his flyer or I got his business card. Let me give him a call. Thanks for answering my question. I appreciate it. Yep, not a problem, Janine. Let me see here. But I found it very evolved. I found it very, very difficult, and I still find it difficult to get contracts through the realm of social media. It's not impossible, but I find it to be a little difficult. Okay. What I would suggest is you stick to the traditional ways, but you just beat it hard. You just got to beat it. Just knock down those doors. You got to be determined. That's where a lot of your accounts is going to come from the pit of your stomach, to be honest. Because, what I like to do is say, or what I like to tell people to do is make a list. Yes, sir. Thank you. I just got married and taking care of my mother and my stepson. So I am really trying to support my family. Thank you so much. No, I totally understand, Evolve. You will be able to do it. What I would suggest you do, every city got a map. And sometimes it's broken up in area codes. Now, you can purchase one, these maps that be on the stand. Hi, it's Alex. Hey, Alex, how are you, dude? you know these maps that be on the stand, it might say Detroit maps, right? It gives you the outline by zip code or you know, area code or county, right? You have these little maps like travel maps, right? What I would suggest you to do is get like the travel map for your area, even if it's your city, right? You know your city like the back of your hand, but that'll give you some type of idea, some target area, right? Because if you stay in Nashville, Tennessee, you know, to you might be that's a huge space, right? So you might want to get a map just of Nashville, right? Not you know, other parts of Tennessee, right? Unless you plan on operating out, but just start with Nashville. If you're in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where you want to start, get a map of Nashville, Tennessee, or just Google it, Nashville, Tennessee map of Nashville, right? Of the whole city, and then kind of break it up, you know, by zip codes, right? Kind of break it down to the lowest denominator, common denominator, right? So you want to kind of break that down. Man, running your own business is cool, but that grind you have to do is 7 to 8 hours. How can you make money fast, like stocks and shit? Well, it's a grind in every business. Mr. Robos, I don't know if I said that right, or I don't know how to say your name, voice, something like that. Well, it's a grind with everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? So, and you're gonna put time, you're gonna put effort, you're gonna put, you know, your sweat equity into everything that you do. Okay. And you never know what's a home run until you really start to put time, even with stocks, right? You got to start. You got to study the market, right? You got to see why you should pick this stock. You got to, you know, have a sense of intelligence, you know, when you're trying to pick stocks and when you know, you're buying the stocks and going into stocks and that type of thing. Same thing with business, right? It's just you got to put the time in. You got to pick. There's really no quick way to do it. You got to put the time in, and it might seem like an hourly type of thing, like an employment type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Instead of working on it. How about like niggas, Trump, Zuckerberg, and them fools? Well, they make fast money. Trump, Zuckerberg's, Buffett's, Gates, they make money off of their money. And they have their money in other investment opportunities that make money quicker than anybody else, right? So it's not that they're more intelligent than you. It's just as they begin to make money, you know, they obtain resources that's not readily available to the average American, right? So when you get up in that, it's like a social club. When you get up into that realm, all of these guys know each other. You know, if they wanted to call each other or get access, they either know each other to some type of personal level, or they have a mutual friend, generally speaking, that they can call that can get shit done. Pretty much, this the best way to put it. You know, like for an example, when Mark Zuckerberg first started Facebook, he didn't have access to Barack Obama, right? He didn't have access to Bill Gates, right, when he first started, because he was just a hotshot. But as his company started to grow, right, the volume of subscribers to Facebook started to grow, right? And then once he became public, you know, that his company went public, right? Everything started to change for him. Everything started to change for him. So he started off making, you know, some millions, right? But it was growing so fast because it was the hottest ticket on the market at the time, Facebook. So once he opened up and went public, he instantly became a billionaire at that point because he put in work. He had enough time in, right? He had a lot of subscribers. He had got a ton of press, even if it was good, bad press. And, you know, in many cases these days you can get bad press and somehow make that, you know, and turn that to some type of good type of press, right? So he has a nice following, you know, whereas other people might hate Mark. There he has a huge following where people actually love Mark Zuckerberg. So, and the same thing with Donald Trump. You know, you can say what you want about him as the president. You might not be shit or whatever the case is. It just depends on the person, right? But there's people out there that absolutely adore Donald Trump, Okay, so in the same way with Donald Trump when he first started, the thing with Donald though, he had a little kickback because from Fred Trump, his father, right? So he had some money, some working capital, but his father was a millionaire, and Donald, well, I'm not sure. He says he's a billionaire, but I don't know. The numbers is not reading that these days. But for all intents and purposes, at some point he was a billionaire. Okay, at some point he was. Yep, his pops fronted him some money. Yep. So at some point he was a billionaire, but what he did was take the money that his pops put on him, and he grew it larger than his pops' company. You know, Trump works out of not just New York. He's in Connecticut and Jersey and Vegas and Chicago and Toronto, my hometown. Like he has developments like all over in Dubai. He has developments all over. So that's far larger than what his father ever did. His father, I think, only stayed in I'm not sure if it was the Bronx. I don't think it was the Bronx. Might have been Brooklyn. I think it was Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. But his father only stayed, in one area and developed that whole area and built the name off of that. So that's the thing. But when Donald came in, didn't really nobody know Donald like that for real. I mean, they knew he was the son of Fred Trump, who have gotten a little publicity, but Donald just went through and shot through the roof. Now, Donald was able to leverage publicity and make it work for him into a certain capacity where he's known more for just development, right, or real estate now. So that's that. I didn't want to kind of get off topic here, but that's kind of how that goes. And it can work the same way with you. It can in your cleaning business. It can work the exact same way. You just have to press towards. See, we know them now, but we didn't see the background work that went into the development of them, right? They was tenacious. These are the type of people, your Mark Zuckerbergs, your Donald Trumps, your Bill Gates. These are the type of people that didn't sleep. They didn't have sex with their wives or their girlfriends at the time, right? The kids didn't really see much of them coming up because they had a innate ability to get out there, make deals, hobnob, network, and really stay up late hours to build what we know today as Facebook, or build what we know today as the Trump organization or Microsoft or whatever the case is, right? That's how they were able to do it. They didn't do it just by nickel and diamond and just sitting, they work 15 hours today and then tomorrow they only work, 8 hours. No, their thing wasn't an 8-hour thing. They didn't sit and say, you know what, I'm only going to do 8 hours today. They didn't put themselves in that type of mindset where they say they're going to just do 8 hours. They just worked. Many of them, like your Mark Cubans, and a lot of them had cots in the office, right? Couches and things like that. I even heard Mark Zuckerberg had a little blow up bed, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but they was working. I mean, you can laugh and it can sound crazy as hell right now, but these guys put in grind, they put in work, and they was tenacious behind it. They believed in everything that they were doing. Now, some of them got in a bit of trouble, right? The government, and they were start doing things that they probably shouldn't have done, but they tried something. Okay? And the fact that they might have gotten in trouble with the government, they might have owed millions of dollars and billions of dollars that they had probably at the time to do so. The fact is they leveraged that publicity and still pressed towards. Okay, now don't get me wrong, what I'm telling you, I'm not telling you guys to start a commercial cleaning business and get in trouble and then you're going to be like them. I'm not saying that at all, but what I'm saying is whatever they didn't know, they were just trying different things, even if what they tried was illegal, right? So they did the time, they paid the fees, they went to court, they did with the U.S. Supreme Court and then the justice system and all of that. They did with all of that, right? They did what they had to do, paid the money back, and a lot of times, you're not saying that it was a money issue, it could have been an ethic issue. Well, whatever the case is, right? They paid up, they fessed up, they put it behind them, and they still press towards. They still continue to grow. And that's exactly what you're going to have to do with your commercial cleaning business. Let me read some of the comments here. I see them coming in. Let me see. You're right. I just wish there were shortcuts. Yeah, I know we all do. That's right. It's a grind. The truth is being so one instant success. Yeah. Well, the media makes it like that. When you see your favorite rappers, your favorite entertainers, and things like that, we glorify the lifestyle because we see the Maybachs and we see the Rolls Royce and we see the Range Rovers or whatever the cars that people like to drive these days. We see the homes, right? How they all light up at night and it look like really don't nobody ever stay there, right? But it looks just so perfect and the lawn and all. We see all of that. So when you see that, it just makes you in your head get the dreaming, and you want that so bad that some people would sell their souls to get there. Some people would actually do some undercutting work to get there. Okay, and to each his own. I'm not telling you shit you or shouldn't. I'm just saying, whatever move you decide to make, whether it's you thought it out rational or you was irrational about it, just be ready to pay the piper. Just be ready to take the stand on it. Okay, don't throw your hand in the fire and then try to pull it out. If you're gonna get burned, just go ahead and let your hands burn, and then just deal with it when they when they come at you. Whatever the case is. But that's just what it is. Let me get back here. I just wanna catch up on you guys here. That's right. Old fashioned. Okay. Right products. I just wish I was a short. Okay. Yeah, his pops from him. So, yeah, I understand. I so wish that too. I really feel you. One thing I learned: if you work on anything and never quit, yeah. Fabio is really helping us though. Yeah, I'm trying here. Yeah, they grind. Yeah, they did. Yes, sir. Let me see. They had to grind, strategize, and stay consistent. That's exactly what they had to do. That is very difficult, but the best thing we can do. Okay. Fabio, thanks for helping us. You already. YouTube, how to bring employees and transition out of work and start managing business. Okay. Okay. Be ready to deal with the consequences. Yeah. Be ready to deal with the consequences. There's nothing that I ever done in life that, that if it was consequences behind it, that I wouldn't stand on it. I tell people all the time, I stand on all 10. And sometimes, my way of thinking, because I'm going to be absolutely honest with you guys. I'm not a millionaire by any stretch. I'm really successful in the cleaning stuff. I'm not like this celebrity type of person, right? I don't look at myself like that. But I know what I'm capable of doing. I know that I'm going to eat every night. The lights are going to come on. My phones is not going to get cut off or anything. I'll be able to gas my vehicles. I already know this type of stuff. But here's the thing that I want to let you guys know is that come success, a lot of times it's going to come with ego. Okay, and all the people that I just named, your Trumps, your Gates, and these, they have egos in their own way. A lot of them are very good at doing, philanthropy work. So they're really good at giving back, but a lot of them don't give back. And, I understand that, both ways. Some people are just like that. But the thing is don't let your ego get so high as your success grow to the point where you lose touch of your business. Okay? Because see, that's what I think Donald Trump was worth way more money way back like in the early 90s, even the mid 90s than he is now. Like, I'm not saying that he's broke, but he had more money back then. And Donald Trump over the years, after doing The Apprentice and even doing his presidency stuff and then all of this stuff, now you don't really hear much about Donald Trump selling apartments or selling, his buildings and things like that. you don't hear much of a development stage with Donald Trump no more as you used to in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s, that type of thing, when he was building up in damn near all the big cities, right? Now, when you hear Donald Trump, you hear him, he's in the news for, in this case, you know, the shenanigans of being the president. But before that, he was selling like books and tapes, right? Every other month, his books was coming out as frequent as Jordan's was coming out, right? Like you like, God damn, how many books you gonna have to write, or have people ghostwrite for you? But he knew his brand, right? And he knew if he put his name on it that he was gonna have a following behind it. So it went from development, having buildings going up here and buildings going up there, to now he's doing seminars at the TED speak thing, right? He's with the it's another one that they have going on at the Jacob Javits Center. I can't think of it, but it's in New York. But he was a public speaker, and he's selling books and tapes and this, that, and the third, and he leases his name out to other people that might be ethical or doing something unethical with his name. But as long as they gave him a check to use the Trump on their building, he'll let them put Trump on their building, right? And he really don't have no associate with it. He don't know what they actually do in the building. He just let them put his name up on it. Got in some trouble. You can look it up if you don't believe me. But the whole thing is that now, but he knows the value of his name, and he knows the perception of his name. So when you say Donald Trump or Trump, a lot of people perceive that and associate that with being fabulously rich, nothing but luxury, the best of the best. When it come down to buildings. Now, whether he is the best of the best, I guess, to each his own. That's a matter of opinion. However, the perception is he's the best. So that's why people will want to lease his name out and put his name on their building to draw that revenue, because the ideal is if Trump name is on it, there must be an association that Donald Trump personally have with this particular building, this particular candy bar. It can be Trump candy bar, and people are like, oh, Donald Trump eat this, I'm about to get this candy bar. Did you man, that new Trump bar, that's how society thinks. Okay, if Donald Trump name is on it, then he must eat this candy bar, right? If Donald Trump, he got bottled water, Donald Trump water, right? If Donald Trump water is out and it's in the stores, he must drink this water, right? And he probably don't even drink it. It's just his brand. He know what he's capable of doing. He know the perception of his name. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying here is that once you guys build a following, once you build that traction, once you start with your city and you just dominate it, east side, west side, you be everywhere. You everywhere. You definitely want to get some type of media attention, and I'm not always saying for a business aspect. Do something polite in your community, help the Boys and Girls Club out, donate time in the soup kitchen for the less fortunate and the homeless, right? Just do something genuine. Don't just do it because Fabio say do it just so you can get a little buzz for doing it, but just really be in the communities. You know what I'm saying? You have to get your name out there. Okay. Another thing that I would tell you guys to do is sponsor some events. This event is sponsored by such and such a cleaning company, janitorial service, whatever the case is, right? Get some sponsorships out there, and that way help you, build visibility. You want to build visibility. Like, you might not have the mindset that you want to be. Emma, I haven't forgot about you. I see you on here. You asked me about the flyers. I'm definitely going to come with that. Very good information. Capital Cleaning, I see you. Yes, great points, Fabio. Hang in there, Emma. I got you. Okay, yep, you heart me, so that means you're still with me. I just don't want you to think that I didn't see you. But the thing is, like I say, you want to keep that traction. You want to build that visibility. You want people to know that you exist. And that's what I try to, tell a lot of people, because even with me, I've had some level of press in my area, right? Like, I've been on the local news stations in my area, right? And I've went out the next day and people were like, oh my God, weren't you on the news? I go in there, hi, I'm Fabio Harbaugh. I know who you are. You're on the news the other day. Like, I've had that particular, and I love it because it makes it that much easier for me to deal with the decision maker, right? It makes me deal. It allows that exposure allows me to deal with the decision maker with ease, right? I'm not saying I'm going to get that account, but I go in there with the mindset that I'm going to get that account, you know, and that's what it does. You're right that being in the media and getting that attention, whether it's radio, whether it's you know, on social media, you know, even right here on YouTube, I get stopped in the market. You know, I'm shopping and I'm picking up yogurt and shit, right? And they follow me around and I'm like, what the hell? You know, I get that with my subscribers, and it's phenomenal. I'd say, hey, Fabio, I'm your subscriber on YouTube. I'm like, hey, dude, how's it going? Hey, sweetheart, how are you? You know, then you get to talking business, and they be like, oh, can I put you on a snap? You know, they want to put you on a Snapchat. So it's cool. I don't have a problem with it because I don't have a Snapchat, but they have a Snapchat, and doing that to build visibility for me. And then I don't want anybody to come back on Facebook and be like, or live and be like, oh, you know, I seen you in the market and you shunned me away. You didn't speak to me. Like, you know, I'm just not that person, right? But anyway, like I said, to hop back on topic, you guys, you definitely want to stay visible. You definitely want to build yourself credibility. You definitely want to network. Network is very, very important. But to hop back on my original topic of this video, like I said, you want to build at your speed. Don't build at the speed length that I speak. Like, I'm speaking incredibly fast. You don't want to build. You want to build at your speed. If you want to stay at one account for 6 months, I wouldn't do it personally. But if you would want to do that, then go ahead and do it till you get comfortable to hire somebody. Okay? And then you dictate, you know, that's breaking down in a systematic form for yourself. Okay, bam. I got ABC Dental. Okay, I'm going to work ABC Dental for 3 months. Boom, 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 boom. I'm ready to hire somebody. Okay, now you're thinking, okay, I'm ready to hire someone, but how am I going to hire them? Will I W-2 them? When will I, you know, W-9? Like, you know, 1099 them? Like, how you have to, okay, bam. So you hire them on, okay, so you decide you're going to do it as an independent contractor, right? Or a subcontractor, I should say. So, okay, now you got them as a subcontractor. So now you cut the check, you know, you just W-9 or 1099 them at the end of the year, whatever the case is, and bam. And then you kind of work from there, right? Now, you don't have to check on them every day. Once you train them and you know they know what to do or whatever, you don't have to check on them every day. You do want to make sure that they understand what to do at that particular site, and you do want to make sure that they're able to access you 24/7, 7 days a week. You don't want to have your phone. Don't just think, oh, I got a body in there, and I'm you know, I'm Emma. I'm too hot to trot right now. I'm Emma. I got my hair done, and I'm looking good. I'm on fleek, you know. So I don't want to deal with this. No, because it could be something happen, Emma, and you need to know and need to be made aware of. So you want to have that type of that type of relationship, right? You want to have that type of be approachable. You know what I'm saying? To where your employee or your subcontractor don't fear that if they text you at midnight because they're at the site that you're going to feel a certain type of way or make them feel uncomfortable. Okay, because in the very beginning, you need them just like they need you. You need them to help you free up your time, right? They need you for a paycheck, right? So make it easy for both sides. Make it easy for them to approach you as it is for you to approach them. Now, let me get back to Emma. I don't want to... She asked me something here. Let me go up. What are your thoughts on flyers? Flyers. Here's what I find out with flyers. You can have the best flyers in the world, right? And I feel that even with my flyers, I feel like we got some of the best flyers. But the flyers don't necessarily do what I think they should do. And that's pick up contracts, right? I don't care what the verbiage is. I don't care how nice the title is and what colors I decide to use, right? What it actually says. I think flyers ultimately, and this is just my own personal opinion, I think flyers ultimately just help build visibility. It's just a helping hand to the business card. So when you go in and you say, hi, Excuse me. Hi, I'm Fabio Hart. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? And they say, hey, Jack Williams. You say, okay, is Jack Williams available at this time? You know, by the end of that conversation, you guys are going to swap business cards. You're going to get Jack's card. You're going to give Jack your card. And then you hand Jack a flyer just so he know what the latest offer is. He know what it is you're offering right now that could possibly make him or help him make a decision about if he's going to hire your company or not. Okay, but it doesn't always work that way. People ask me, should I just leave the flyer in the mailbox? Should I just leave the flyers on the doorstep? Should I just leave the flyer, should I fax over the flyer? The flyer is a beautiful thing. Don't get it wrong. Okay, it's a beautiful thing to have. However, I think it's just very, very good when it works in conjunction with the business card. I don't think that having 1,000 flyers and you give them out that you're going to get a lot of traction or you're going to get a lot of people signing up to your service. I just don't think that anymore. I used to think that. I used to think you got to have the best flyer, you got to say the best stuff, you got to have the best offer. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you don't do flyers. Please do flyers. But I don't solely depend upon the flyers to pick up the contracts. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense here. Plus with flyers in residential areas, you can't put the flyers in the mailbox. It's illegal in a lot of states. Okay. Say you got an account and pay $1,000 per month. How much would you use for payroll account? Thanks. Okay. Lamar, he wants to know, you making $1,000 per month. How much would you use for payroll? Well, it depends, Lamar. It depends on what type of hours you got set, for that, what you're paying hourly. So it's a lot of things that that goes into that $1,000, okay? And without getting to be too technical, it's mainly gonna based on what you decide to pay your employee, your subcontractor, and what type of hours that they're doing for you. The more you pay them, the more hours they do, the more it eats at that $1,000, which means the less profit margin you will have for yourself, considering everything else that will have to come out of that $1,000. Okay, because you still got to pay taxes. You're gonna have employee taxes. You know what I'm saying? If you not 1099ing or you got employees, you got to have other business taxes, right? It's a lot that has to come out of that. But in the very, very beginning, if you have an account for $1,000, what I used to do is I used to just give myself a small percentage of it, but the majority of it I used to just go ahead and put back into the business account, put back into the business bank. What's your advice? Okay, 1 second, Charles. I got you here. One second here. So that's how I would say to deal with the payroll. Hopefully I answered that. I'm not sure if I did or didn't, but it's just a lot of different factors without being so technical here and kind of confusing you. What I would say is keep the hours down. Okay, the more employees you have, the more you're gonna pay out. The more hours they do, the more you're gonna pay out. Okay, because unless you got them on some type of salary, some type of set pay, then it wouldn't matter either way, right? Because they are already on a set type of pay. No matter how much hours or how many hours they do or whatever, they're gonna get that same exact dollar amount. Okay, so it just depends on the way you set that up. What's your opinion? What's your advice on really pushing to get that first? Really pushing to get that first account, lowball yourself. I really want this push to get off the ground. Any help, Charles? I wouldn't necessarily say lowball yourself. I don't like to use that word, but I don't know anyone, including myself, that started a commercial cleaning business that didn't charge low in the very beginning just to get in the door. A lot of people charge low. Just don't make it a habit. Don't make it a habit. Okay? So to get the first account, you don't always have to charge low. Okay? But the majority of us do, because we don't have a resume. We don't have that nothing to go on. And then generally charging low is just a desperate move to get in the door. Okay, and it's not always bad, and I don't mean desperate in the term in the sense of, you just desperate for money. It's not like that. It's just you want to grow. You want to be in business. You want to feel accomplished, and that's what that does. When you actually get up, get yourself together and go to work, and it's actually something that you're paying yourself, not where someone's cutting you a check and you're an employee somewhere, where you actually it's going to get this check on a net 30, a net 15, or however you decide to bill them, where you're going to actually get this money for work that you didn't put sweat equity into. It's a phenomenal feeling. Okay, just don't get in the don't get to the stage of, I'm sorry, I'm tongue tied. Don't get to the stage of always charging low. Okay, because what'll happen is that money will come in so fast, and you'll pick up a lot of accounts. Trust me. If you charge low, you'll get a lot of accounts. But it's not always going to say, okay, one second. I got a lot coming in. It's not always going to be in your best interest to charge low. Okay? So don't always charge low just because, but in the very beginning, you may have to. A lot of us have. I know some subscribers of mine, they never charge low, right? I know some subscribers of mine got accounts that's 10,000 square foot, okay? And that's not exactly what I got my first account. It wasn't a 10,000 square feet account, right? But some of my subscribers have, right? So, and I've actually helped them on deals and helped them close those deals, helped them get into those deals. So that's what I'm saying. You don't always have to charge low, but it might be an advantage for in the very, very beginning, to low ball, as you say, and get in the door. Just don't make it a habit, because then you're going to be known in the city like these franchises. A lot of these franchises do that. They charge incredibly low, where if you went in behind them, you couldn't make no money behind them because they charge so low. So let me see here. Let me getting the experience right. You get the experience. Cody, he says, Charles, I'll say charge a little under if you really need a contract. However, tell them you would do it for cheaper, get more later on, and use it as leverage. That's a good way what Cody said. Let me see here. Thank you for asking. Good question, Charles. Let me see here. Getting established. Then when you got some consistency, then you up your rates. That's exactly what happened. You get established, and then once you get a little traction, you got your name out there. You feel, because a lot has to do with inner self, to be honest. A lot has to deal, like, from the way Fabio, can you review my question? Let me see. Did I miss something here? Oh, I missed your question. Okay, dude. I'm gonna go right back up to the top here. Let me see. Where did I leave off? Get established, then you get some consistency. Yeah, when you get, I'm definitely gonna come back. Remind me if I miss you. I got a lot of them coming in. Get some consistency. Just like this person said, you want to definitely get some consistency. Get that visibility, right? And then, like I say, a lot of this come from inner self. Inner self. I feel like from Fabio now to Fabio when I first started, like, I was a little nervous dealing with these people, because I go in, these guys got suits and ties on, and I mean, I have mine on, but I'm like, they actually have a business. They've been doing this forever, right? So, but I had to look at them from the human side of things. They're people just like me, right? They have a suit and tie on. I have a suit and tie on. This lady, she looks like $1 million, but she's not getting paid $1 million. She's still an employee here at this particular company, right, or corporation, or whatever the case is. It's just in a professional environment. So you got that human element of things, right? But once I started getting I'm Fabio Hart. I start feeling a certain way about myself. I start carrying myself a certain way, right? My vernacular, my dialect, the way I spoke, I look them in their eyes. I talk to them. I see, well, how can I help you? How can I be of assistance? Then they know you mean business just like you know they mean business. So then the tables turn a little bit. At least that's what I found for myself. Let me go back to this question here. I don't want to lose it. Let me see. Was it evolve? How would you combat? I think this is the question he's talking about. How would you combat the prospect when they turn down a new cleaner business away because they prefer experienced cleaners? Well, you don't let them know that you don't necessarily have to let them know. You know, that's going back to the Trump way that I was telling you about, and the Bill Gates and that thing. Once you have that aura about yourself, that just ties right back into it. Because when I first started, I'm like, hi, I'm Fabio Hart. I'm just a new business. Do you guys have any cleaners, or would you be interested in cleaning? You know, I was stumbling all over the place. I'm like a little nervous going door to door, and I'm dealing with them, and they're like, no, we're not interested right now. Try back with this in 6 months or 3 months or whatever the case. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, and then I leave, knock on the next door. Hi, I'm Fabio Hart. You know, do you guys have a cleaning company? And, you know, because I'm nervous, right? Now I project when I walk in. Hi, I'm Fabio Hart. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? And they, oh, that'll be Donald Smith. Okay, great. Is Donald available at this time? Oh, Donald, yeah, he's actually on a phone call. Would you mind holding, or would you mind waiting? Sure. Sure, I'll wait. And then they go and get Donald. Hi, Donald. Shake his hand. Hi, I'm Fabio Hart with Hollywood Janitorial Service. Are you the appropriate person for the cleaning contracts, or are you the person that I suppose? Yeah, okay, great. Can you step into my office? Great. You go in there, step to the office. Step into their office. You sit down. You just let them know. Hey, you know, you don't necessarily have to say I'm new. You could say I'm new to the area, right? Or we leading expansion in this area or in this market, right? And if they ask you, well, are you currently cleaning? You could say, yeah, we do some cleaning in, you know, other sides of the city or whatever the case is. I've done it, okay, where I didn't even have a contract. And that was in the very beginning, because it's going to get to a point where it becomes a desperate situation for you. You want to win. Let me tell you guys this story, and I know I talk a lot. Please, if I missed your question, you guys stay on my ass. Make sure I get to your question before we get off live. But let me tell you this: when I was an employee, right, and this was a long time ago. Let me tell you what I used to do. I couldn't find in my market. It was very hard to find a job, right? And this many years ago, it was hard to find a job. So what I started doing is, and I probably told you this story, I'm not sure if I did, but what I started doing when I put in my applications, right, I would ask the people. Let's take Farmer Jack's. I worked there before, okay. And Farmer Jack's is a grocery market, the chain that used to exist way, many years ago. But anyways, I used to work at Farmer Jack's, and I used to work at Kroger's, and they were both across the street from one another. So what I did was I would go in, get an application, ask them, ask some of the workers, are you guys hiring? Do you know if you guys hiring? And they say, I don't know. And then I would ask them, I say, well, who are the managers here? And then they'd be like, yeah, you have Sarah, you have Doug, and you have Mike, or whatever, right? So what I would do is make a little notation: Sarah, Doug, and Mike. I would fill out my application, boom, 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 turn it in, right? Now remember, Sarah, Doug, and Mike. Now this is after I exhaust all my time trying to look for a job. I couldn't get hired to do shoe shining if I wanted to. Like, no one was hiring me. And I'm like, what the fuck? I need some money. Like, what the hell do I need to do? So in my mind, I came up with this idea. And I think this will still work to this day if I was to look for a job. So Sarah, Doug, and Mike. Fill out the application. I go home. I wait about 2 days, 3 days. And then I call back up there. And I would lie and say, well, my sister took a phone call. She took a phone call from Sarah. I just wanted to confirm my appointment for an interview on Wednesday at 10 a.m. I would make up a day, make up a time that I think a person will want to interview me, and I will call it just to confirm it. And what happened is they'll say, "Well, hang on, let me get Sarah. Let me get Sarah on the line." And I say, "Hi, Sarah. Yes, my sister. I don't know if you called or if it was someone called, but they said I was supposed to speak to you in regards to my interview. I just wanted to know, make sure that 10 o'clock was the time, that I'm supposed to, come and do the interview." Now, that's one way that I would do it. And they would say, "Well, I don't remember calling you, but sure." I mean, they said, "I called?" Yep, and that's what my sister said. I got this number here, and I give them the number, right? I already knew the number because I looked the number up. Yep, Sarah, she's a manager. She's the first shift manager. Now, where did I get that information from? I got the information from the employees, but I didn't tell them that the employees gave me the information. I just got 3 managers, Sarah, Doug, and Mike. Sarah's first shift, Mike is second shift, Doug is weekend shift, or whatever the case, whatever the shifts is, right? So I already knew, I got a little intel, right? But I was desperate for a job, so this is what I had to do. Now, another thing that I did was I would just show up dressed up. I would have my little folder and everything with, resumes and this and this and that, right? And I would just show up, and they say, "Yes, who are you? How could I help you?" I said, "Yes, I'm here to see Mike. I had an interview with Mike for 11 a.m. And they say, "Mike, you have an interview for Mike at 11 a.m.? Okay." And, okay. They go get Mike. Mike would be like, "You have an interview with me?" I'm like, "Yes, my sister said," I was always blaming on my sister. My sister said that, make sure I come and be on time for 11 a.m. interview with Mike. And Mike would be like, "I'm sorry, I don't remember setting up any interviews, but since you're here, I can go ahead and interview you." So he'd take me to the little office and interview me, and I got the job. So I said, "Well, I wonder if this is going to work again." So I did the same thing for Blockbuster. Lied my way into that job. Now I was desperate. So again, I went in, I filled out the application for Blockbuster, this and this and this. I asked the other associates who are the managers. They were like, "Oh, we got 2 managers here." And so I got their name, wrote their name down, waited 2 or 3 days, called, or I would just show back up looking the part, right? And I said, "Yes, I'm here for an interview with such and such." And they were like, "I don't remember calling anyone. I don't have you here. Did you fill out the application?" "Yep. I filled out the application about 3 days ago." And my sister took the phone call. She said I'm supposed to meet with Mandy for an interview, so I'm here. And they'd be like, "Oh, okay, well, since you came this far and you're here," they would go ahead and interview me. That's the second time it worked. I did it again for Kroger's. That Kroger's I told you that was right across the street from the Farmer Jack's, right? And it worked. So it started to work. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then what's funny is when you do get the jobs, right, everybody started calling you. They want to hire you. And, "Oh, I just came across your application." They started calling me for real. It wasn't a lie. Like, they called me for real to come in and do the job. But that was me working under pressure. That was me working out of desperation, right? So sometimes you do certain things just to get a little traction, just to get in the door, okay? So don't be too afraid to do something different, okay? I'm not saying do anything illegal, but if you did do something illegal, at least stand up on it. Like, don't shy away. I mean, you did it, right? Just go through whatever the changes are. I'm not promoting you to do anything now. I'm not telling you to do anything scandalous or illegal for business. But that's what I had to do. That's what I had to do, right? To me, it was a negotiation tactic. It's nothing different than getting in a car. I mean, I do direct auto network, so I deal with these different dealerships. But I remember when I got my first car, like my very first one, I said, "Well, this guy down the street told me he'd give it to me for $1,200, and you're charging me $2,000. I would like to get it from here because I know people that bought from you here lying, right? I didn't necessarily know people. It's just I wanted to get it from this particular lot because this person really didn't offer me $1,200 for the car, because then that guy said, well, why don't you go down there? I know he's going to say that, so I'll rebut that by saying I really want to get it from here because I know people who bought from here and they say you guys got really quality good cars. But when you pull out $1,200 that this guy supposedly had told you that he had, and this guy, got this car for $2,000, I don't know, $1,200 look kind of good in cash when you're right there and you're in the man's face, right? He might even work something and say, okay, give us $50 a week, right? Pay to remain in balance, but it's a tactic, and I use that. Those prices I kind of use as an example, but I actually use that tactic as a negotiation tactic. For the same car, that guy, he doesn't want you to go down the street and get it for $1,200 when you're standing here with $1,200 in cash. You really want to get it from here anyway, right? So you tell this guy this so you can, get it, and then you got actual hardcore cash in hand, because he's thinking if you leave here, you're gonna go down the street and you're gonna get it for $1,200, right? So, I mean, again, it's business, it's e-commerce, right? So let me see here. Let me get back up. You're welcome. Good advice, Cody. Thank you. Let me see. Fabio, can you review my question? I think I did that already. Get established. Yep. Great advice. Really. What if they ask you if you have any referrals? And I literally market myself as a new company down. I'm changing my pitch. Yeah, just change your pitch. When you go in there, because like I say, I used to say new company, and I figured they didn't hire me because of that. So I changed my pitch just a little bit. Instead of saying new company, I would say, yes, we expanding into this area, but I would sound apart. I would sound sure of myself. I would be confident, right? So that's how you have to have that ability to be confident in yourself, confident in your service, right? You have to be assured of yourself, right? That way it's believable to them. It don't put them in the mind frame that you're new. But when you come in like, hi, I'm Fabio. I just started a new cleaning company. Do you guys have a cleaner? Like, when you don't sound too sure. But when I say, hi, yes, I'm Fabio with Hollywood Janitorial Service. I just stopping by, was in the area. I would like to know if you guys have a commercial cleaning company at this time. That sound more assuring. That sound like I know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so they got a better chance of giving me a chance when I sound like I know what I'm talking about, opposed to when I'm like kind of nervous. Because that's all it was. That's all it was. When you go in there and you're looking around and you're like, hi, yes, I'm, they don't take you serious. They say, you know what? Well, you got a business card? Great. Let me take your business card. I'll go ahead and I'll write your, what's your name? This is you on the business card. Okay, great. You say, and you're a new company? Do you have any contracts at this time? Oh, you don't have any contracts at this time. Okay. Well, I got a couple companies coming in that's going to give me an estimate. If you want to give me an estimate, I'd be more than happy to take a look at your numbers, and you can do, a walkthrough, whatever you have to do. But that'll be in about 3 months. And they might be looking for a company now, but because you didn't sound too assured, they didn't want to take a chance with you. But when you sound assured, you're more assertive, right? You're looking them in their eyes. You give the aura that you know what you're talking about. Are you opposed to offering a one-time cleaning for free? No, I'm not against that at all. I think that's a great marketing tactic. I'm sorry, no strings attached. Definitely. Wow, great advice is priceless. Yeah, that's how you do it. You just walk in, be very assertive. Just let them know that you're expanding into that area. If you guys just joining me, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. I will greatly appreciate that. The content here is paramount. This is actually stuff that I've actually used and stuff I actually done. So that's why I'm helping you. But like I said, you go in with the notion that you're going to get the contract, okay? Don't be too cocky, right? And don't always be like me, be the talker, right? You let them talk, right? You just ask them a question, don't say nothing, listen, and let them answer it. Okay, once they answer and you understand the answer, then you ask another question. Don't overtalk them or anything like that. But you do want to sound like you know what you're talking about. When you go in, you're going to see Melissa. She's sitting at the desk. Hi, such a beautiful office place here. Yes, who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? Oh, Stacy Williams. Okay, great. Is she available? Stacy, she's out of the office at this time. Do you have a business card or a brochure or anything? Sure. Do Stacy have a business card? Actually, I don't have one of her cards. I can give you one of our just general cards here, and I can write her name on it for you. Sometimes this happens, so that's why I'm kind of giving you guys this example. And then you say, okay, great, Stacy. Okay, and what's her last name? Johnson, Stacy Johnson. Okay, great, Stacy Johnson. Great. Okay, and then you give her one of your cards and you say, yes, if you don't mind, could you pass this along to Stacy, please? I would greatly appreciate it. I'll just do a follow-up phone call with her, or I'll just pay her a visit at another time since she's out of the office right now. Okay. Do you believe you have a better chance at getting an account if you offer something of value, such as a service that use a discount? Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. Early on, what I used was carpet cleaning. So what I would say, I know with a lot of accounts, I picked up a lot of accounts because I said, if you signed on with us for 1 year, you would be up for free carpet cleaning after that 1 year or the 13th month. So if I signed on to them for, let's say I signed up in January of 2018 and they stayed with me to January 2019, by February they will be up for free carpet cleaning. Okay, so I use that tactic like all the time, or you can say window cleaning, or you can discount the service. You can say if you stay with us for 1 year, we have this year special, or we have this special going into the next year, whatever the contract renewal, whatever it is that you guys offer. You can offer them half off, 25% off, 30% off, right? You can you can upsell something, right? You can say, oh well, we do a free carpet cleaning, or we do window cleaning, or whatever the case is. But you make them sign on with you for a significant amount of time. I used anywhere from 3 to 6 months. I used the year thing with the carpet cleaning just because I knew if they signed on for me for a year, the money that I made throughout the course of the year, I would be able to pay a subcontractor, right? Because they're gonna pay me monthly. I'll be able to pay a subcontractor. I was offered cleaning company I was offering carpet cleaning when I didn't even have the machines at the time for carpet cleaning. And I had no idea how I was going to clean it, but it gave me a whole year to think about it. So that was my mindset. So what I would do is line up carpet cleaners, right? Because I was like, I'm not about to do any cleaning. I barely want to do the general cleaning, right? Like I told you in the very beginning, it's just about the money for me. In the very beginning, I'm like, shit, I don't want to do this. I'll find somebody who do it and I'll pay them a cut, right? So, but I was making that money throughout the course of the year, and they paid for the carpet cleaning throughout the course of the year. Like it paid for itself. You see what I'm saying? So I came through on whatever that offer was, window cleaning, carpet cleaning. Make sure you come through on it. Now, if they don't mention it to you, wait till they mention it. Sometimes they totally forget that you offered them a free carpet cleaning. And then it'll dawn on them maybe 15 months in, right? So they pass it. And you still just give it to them because that's what you said. You're still making money on this account. So there's no reason to say, oh, I said that was on the 13th month. You're supposed to get that in February. We can't do it now. We don't offer that. Go do the damn carpet cleaning, right? But you have the course of the year to build that revenue with that particular account. This was my thinking. Build that revenue with that particular account, right? So by the time it's time to do the carpet cleaning, you already have the company available. That if you're going to do it yourself, you can rent it from Home Depot or rent it from Lowe's, rent it from office janitor supply house or janitor supply store, whatever you want to call it, right? You can rent these machines and then you go in and do them yourself. but you have the money to rent them at that time. And they're not really pricey to rent, even in the early on stages. Like, you're gonna pay per day. Some places make you pay per hour, right? So if okay, I can get this done in less than 8 hours, then you're gonna have it for less than a day, right? So you get it turned back over to them today, the same day, depending on when you got to do the job, okay? Or you do it the next day. So you say, okay, I'm gonna have it for one day. I get billed for one day, and then I go ahead and turn the machine in tomorrow, okay? So that's how you can do it. You can offer them a one clean. You can do it at 3 months. You can do carpet cleaning. You can do leaf removal, snow removal, depending on the climate, the region. You can do grass cutting. We also do grass cutting. Lawn care. You might not even do lawn care, but you can outsource that to somebody who do. You find a guy that got his own small little cleaning lawn service. You can look on Craigslist and find these guys. Check their references. That's where I found a lot of painters. Right, you hit, bam. You look them up on Facebook. Boom. Boom, in your area. I try to find somebody local. Carpet cleaning. How many years have you had? 15 years? Great. Do you have a great track record? Great. Could I do a referral check on you? A reference check? Check your references? Great. Can you give me 5 references? Great. Bam, you call. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. You call them, check their references. Yeah, I love this guy, this and this and that. Okay. You ask the guy, well, do you have any pictures of your work? Sometimes they won't. A lot of times they won't. But you're okay with it. You don't not hire them because they don't have any pictures of their work. But if their references check out and you believe what their references say, then you go ahead and give them a shot. You let them do one job for you. If you like the job they did after the first job, you keep them. Okay? Make sure you put them on the contract and make sure you control the deal. You make sure your subcontractors, whomever they may be, don't have the opportunity to interact with the actual client. You don't want them to interact. You want to control the deal. You got to be the middle person. You make sure the check come to you, and then you disperse the money out the check to the end user, to the subcontractor. Okay? I don't care if it's a painter. I got a painter on my team now. I have a pest control because we do residential, right? So I've actually went in places and they had roaches or they had mice. And they say, oh, we have a bad mice problem. You guys do pests? You guys do. I say, you know what? We sure do. We absolutely can help you. I'm the business, forever the businessman. I'm thinking like, okay, we don't do pests, but I can find somebody who do pests. First thing I do is hit Craigslist. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. If I can't find nobody, Facebook. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Shit. I type in local pest control service in Detroit, Michigan. Bam. Once I find somebody, say, hey, I seen you on Google. I would like to check your references. I would like to see, I might have a job for you, but I need to check your references. I need to check everything out with you before we put you on the contract so you can do this pest job. Right? Same thing with painters. You find them, boom, put them on the contract. Same thing with carpet cleaners. You find them, put them on the contract. Same thing with window cleaners. You find them, put them on the contract. Okay? Dental is a great niche and great money. Exactly. Let me see here. Do I target specific niches? Yeah. Medical, anything medical. Dental, medical facilities, clinics. There's a lot of money to be made there. Next, I find law firms to be very profitable. Let me see here. For new cleaning business like me, who would you market to first? The commercial cleaning, dental, daycares. In the very beginning, to get the ball rolling, I would market to anything medical that have to do with medical. So that is including dental, clinics, chiropractors, people like this. They're great facilities to work for. You can make a lot of money with them, even on small accounts, and still be able to hold on, Cody. I see you. You can make a lot of money with any of the dental clinics, chiropractors, anything along that realm. And if you wanted to do something outside of the medical, I would say go into the law. Like insurance companies pay pretty good. I find to pay pretty good, and also car dealerships. Car dealerships pay pretty good. I find for them, at least for me in my region. So you can pick up car dealerships. You go in there. Those are some of the easiest places to clean because there's a lot of trash removals. Not a lot. You mop in the floor, that type of thing. Because the showroom floor, you got a lot of that going on. Mop the floor. You clean the restrooms. Wipe down the cars. They might have you, Windex the cars down because that's what they like to use. A lot of times, when people put their hands on the cars in the showroom, right? You take a hit Windex microfiber cloth and kind of wipe the car down and get it back shining again. So I find it to be very, very profitable. Let me see. Cody, he says, Fabio, what would you say if the dental office is part of a bigger group? If it's part of a bigger group, then definitely, if you're sure of yourself of being able to handle that, even though it's part of a bigger group, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have other businesses that's probably going to come with that. I would say go ahead and take it, Cody. If it's, if they say, well, in order for you to clean this office, you have to clean, our other offices across the city. Go ahead. That's a pretty sizable contract. Go ahead if you're sure that you can do it. If you're not sure that you can do it and you don't have that insurance in yourself that you'll be able to get the job done, then don't pick it up because you don't want to tarnish your image and tarnish your brand, tarnish your company based on something that you thought you can do but you wasn't too sure about. So you want to be sure that you can do it if it's part of a bigger group, if that's what you mean, or if you're saying like they go through a different because some of these dentist offices might be subsidiary companies under maybe like the hospitals or a bigger platform, right? Or more corporate platform. They a subsidiary company under that particular thing. Then what you would do at that point is contact the hospital or the bigger organization and let them know that you're interested in this particular situation. And then even that being said, you're still probably going to pick up maybe the hospital, right? Or maybe other subsidiary companies or umbrella type of company that's under that hospital umbrella. You'll be able to pick those companies up by just going through the hospital because they all work in conjunction with one another. Let me see here. Hopefully that made sense, Cody. If I didn't answer it, let me know. Me and you, Evolve, are on the same page. Okay. Also easy to clean. Fabio, what would you do? Okay. Okay, thank you, Cody and Fabio. Okay, not a problem. How often are your lives? My lives are sporadic. I just come on when I think of you guys. When I feel like I haven't been on live in a while, I'll just pop on. Most of the time, it's probably going to be at night because my days are so hectic. I have Direct Auto Network, which is the auto broker firm that I own. $5 ride transportation, which is my form of Uber and Lyft that I started. That's just doing phenomenal. Actually, the revenue in my transportation company has surpassed my commercial cleaning monthly. Well, I'll put it this way. For what I make at just one of my standard monthly contracts, I double that in transportation service with the $5 ride. That's the name of it. And so we got a lot of subscribers. Most of my subscribers come through Facebook with that, and it's just a beautiful thing. So, but my lives are mostly at nighttime. Most times they're probably generally late, between 10ish to, I don't know, maybe 1, 2. So, but I'll do them. A lot of times you guys are up with me, and for those that is not up with me, a lot of times they see it the next day and make a comment on it. So let me see here. Are there any medical issues I need to know for dentist's office? Medical issues? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure. Before I answer that, I think I need you to explain what you mean by that. Makes sense, especially with staffing. Yep, that's exactly right, Cody. You just ask them, you know, if they part of a bigger, dynamic, a bigger group, if they're under a subsidiary company under, like a hospital or some bigger platform or corporation, then you need to know that, because you do have to get staff available and get staff ready for that, to make sure you be able to handle that account. It might pay good and it might be in your niche market, but if you're not able to handle it overall, you don't want to pick it up. Let's see here. Door to door or cold calling? That's what Charles asked me. Charles must be a new subscriber of mine, because a lot of my subscribers know I love door to door. Door to door is just a beautiful thing. A lot of my subscribers that I spoke to or consulted with, or did coaching with, or whatever the case is, a lot of them found that door to door was a beautiful thing. It helped their business tenfold. It helped their business tenfold. Door to door allows you to meet the decision maker many times on the spot. Here's the thing that I found. The difference with cold calling is you can call and ask who is the decision maker. They would tell you who the decision maker is, and then lie to you and tell you that the decision maker isn't available at this time. What I can do is transfer you to his or her voicemail system. What I can do is take your name and number down and give it to them when they come in the next available workday. But let me tell you something that I've done. I've did cold calling, and then I went to that very same business maybe 2 hours later, and the decision maker was there when they told me over the phone that the decision maker wasn't there and he or she will be back tomorrow. So to alleviate me wasting my time, which I don't necessarily make the phone calls anymore myself. I have people to do it for me, so they still call. But if I was to do it that way and I had to do it by myself, I would, not all the time, but I would sometimes follow up to see if I could just bump into them. You know what I'm saying? So all you have to do is just walk in and say, yes, who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? They don't know that you're Cody from such and such a company and you just called them, right? Because you didn't walk in and say, hi, my name is, you walk in and you say, hi, yes, who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? See, it's a lot of different ways you can approach it when you walk in. You can say your name. Hi, my name is Fabio Hart with Hollywood Janitorial. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning? You can say, hi, yes, who would I talk to in regards to commercial cleaning? Or good morning, who would I talk to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? Right? That good morning always help because you don't have to necessarily say your name. Right? So good morning or good afternoon, who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? Right? You use that and they'll tell you, oh, you talk to Jack Smith. You say, great. Is he available at this time? You say, oh, I'm sorry, he's in a meeting right now. You say, okay, not a problem. What I'll do, I'll take your business card. You reach for the business card. You say, do you know when the meeting will be over, or what time I should expect to contact him? You know what? I think he's going to be in there until about noon. Okay, great. 12 noon. Jack Smith. Great. And he's the contact person, right, for commercial cleaning? Yes, he handles all the cleaning stuff here. Okay, great. Contact person. Great. And what's your name? Oh, my name is Melissa. Okay. Thank you, Melissa. I greatly appreciate you. Then you write Melissa's name down. And the reason you write Melissa's name down because you're going to use her as a tactic to lean on later on. So if you call back and you want to speak to Jack Smith and they put you through to Jack Smith, you can say, hi, Jack. I was referred to you by Melissa, your assistant there, or your desk clerk or whatever, what they call it, receptionist. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can use that as a receptionist, right? Let me see. Cody said, Fabio, any advice on transitioning working in the business to working on your business? Yes. The biggest advice that I can give you, Cody, is take it one account at a time. one account at a time. It's because it gets very, very tough, man. It gets very, very tough because not only do you have to do all of that driving from account to account to account, right? But you're not only driving, you're actually cleaning account, right? And if you're doing it like maybe you and your wife, or you and your girlfriend, or if it's just you by yourself, it can be Tetris at times, okay? And you the whole reason for you starting your business is that you want the freedom. I would assume you want the freedom. You want to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. True that. And I still have a full-time job. Wow. And you still have a full-time job. So the thing that I would suggest that you do is do what I did early on. Move extremely at a pace that you're comfortable with. Me, I was working at a fast pace once I started getting the hang of the whole industry as a whole. I started moving fast. But in the very beginning, I was so scared to outsource because I'm like, oh, this is my baby. This is my baby. I don't want anybody to mess up my baby. Like, because when they mess up my baby, they messing with my money. And when they mess with my money, then they messing with the lifestyle. And when they mess with the lifestyle, I'll fuck around and get put out. I can't pay no bills. Like, that was my mindset. But I had to get out of that mindset and eventually delegate that work off. So that's what I would suggest that you do. You delegate that work off, okay? So you get one account at a time, okay? You'll always be advertising. That don't mean stop advertising or stop going door to door, right? But you definitely want to work in each account if you can help, because you need to know exactly what to do in that account. So when you hire somebody, you can train them. Now, a lot of people ask me what's better, W-2 or 1099, whatever fits you. If you say, you know what, I just don't want to be part of any taxes, go ahead and 1099 them, Cody. That way, if you owe them $300, you pay them $300 check, and then you just 1099 them at the end of the year. You're responsible for it. Okay, let me see here. For that. So yeah, Cody, I see you. Rest of you guys, I'm definitely gonna answer you. I just want to make sure I get this straight with Cody. So that's exactly how you will want to do it, Cody. You will want to take it account by account. If it's you and your wife, you and your girlfriend, if she's working, or if you're working, your regular job, and she had that time, you ask her, hey, can you, clean this account, or can you get this account done? Or what you need to do is start looking for employees that like I've said on other videos. Start taking applications, Cody. You don't necessarily have to hire them right now, but have applications on deck. I'm telling you, I got a folder that thick of resumes and applications, okay? And I don't even have sites per se to put these people at. But when I'm ready, I can go to the application and say, hey, Tasha, Jerry, Jack, Jonathan, Doodle, Woodle. Okay, great. Well, you know what? I'm going to call Tasha. See how it works. Ring, ring. Tasha, hi. This is Fabio with Hollywood Janitorial. Are you still looking for employment? Yes. Oh, my God. When can you guys hire me? They'd be excited to hear from you. Trust me. Or if they're working somewhere else, I'd be like, yeah, I need a second job. I need a part-time job. That's all you need anyway. It's part-time people. You don't have to pay them full-time, right? Part-time. So that's the way I would do it. Always be hiring. Put an ad up on Facebook and in groups, in the social groups in your local area. Put an ad up on Indeed, put an ad up on Monster, put an ad up on wherever, right? Any, advertising platform where people can see that you're offering this work, and always accept applications, okay? Just let them know you're expecting something to come up, but right now you're just accepting applications at this point. And just follow all the applications. Once you finish training yourself in this building, then you go through the applications, call people back, interview them, right? See if they're a perfect fit for this building, they can get to this building, and then you go ahead and staff that building. And then you move on to the next account. Do the same thing, Cody. Go to the next clinic or the next dentist's office, woo-woo. Hey, boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. You do the same thing. Same thing, until you make that full transition to getting yourself out of the building and getting those people into the building. Let me see here what we have here. Let me see here. Me too, Cody. I have a full-time shift. So tough door to door. On weekends, okay.
If you have a full-time shift, then you might have to just do phone calling. I tell people to do it on their breaks. Let me see. Evolve. He says, I'm in door to door on the weekends. I can only go. Okay, well, you have to find a way to get it done. Emma, she says, what are the absolute must cleaning supplies? Must one get? I'm keen to look into natural products as a marketing strategy. Um, there's to me, I mean, you got Mean Green Clean. That's a product. Mean Green. It's a green clean, like an all-purpose cleaner. You can use that. But all you really have to do is Google green clean or green or green cleaning products. Just Google and just go off of that, and then call your local janitor supply store, and ask them if they have that specific product or where you can obtain that product. If it's cheaper to get it offline, get it offline. But I wouldn't say that there was a specific brand, because to me they all do like the same thing. Even with the green clean, like I don't get caught up in that really to make my company, green, so to speak. If a client want me to use a specific product, then I will use that product per they're gonna pay for it, but and I'll bill it to them, because see, I make a profit on all the products that I use if I get it for them. So that's what I think you should do. You can Google, but there's not one specific product that I'm going to tell you to get. Um, I would just say, just kind of Google and go from there. Or you can always go to the local janitor supply house. They got their ones that they would suggest. But for me, I don't have any necessarily suggestions. Have you ever gone after any government contracts? I haven't went after any government contracts, actually. I'm familiar with it, but I haven't went after any. Speaking of employees, do you use LinkedIn to find employees or reach out to commercial businesses? I use Facebook. Facebook groups. I put an ad in Facebook group, and the response is through the roof. Or local city contracts. City contracts is cool if you can land them. Thanks, Fabio. Sounds good. Definitely employees is how I want to go. I know you probably don't want me to plug someone else, Fabio. But check out Mike, Campion of the Government. Okay, okay. Uh, okay. Let me see here. He's got a great podcast on YouTube. I think everybody probably pretty much, if they heard of me and they listen to me on the videos, a lot of them probably heard of Mike. I'm gonna leave it at that. Um, Charles, my cousin friend, has done a cleaning government contracts. He advised me it's a lot tougher to get those contracts because there are a lot of government paperwork and process to go through. Okay. Wow, Facebook. So, as you, Fabio, are on Facebook business account. Um, the thing is, I use just like the groups. I'll put an ad up, and like I say, a lot of times my response is I'll put my ad, and then I'll put like a email address where they can send their resumes to, or my inbox would go crazy. Like, I mean, I can be sleeping and ding, 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 you hear the inbox, and I wake up to all of these people that I got to check out and left me their name and number. And then I'll just kind of go to their Facebook page, judge off of that, get a good judge of their character, and see, how I feel about them based upon their Facebook page, like many other employers do. And if I like them, I'll give them a call. If I don't, I'll just read the number and it just stay in my inbox. So, but that's what you do. You put up, you don't put your exact, if you got a position that need to be filled, don't put the address up. You don't want anybody going to knock on the door. All you do is let them know, hey, we have a part-time position on the east side of the city. The hours is between da-da-da. The days are Monday through Friday. The pay is $10 an hour. If you're interested in this position, give me a call. Or if you're interested in this position, send me a resume, and then you put the email of your whatever your email is. Or if you're interested in this position, inbox me ASAP and watch your inbox go crazy. And I do that in the groups, the groups, and you pick the groups that you wanted to post in, and and a lot of them it's just employment groups. Every city got on Facebook. If you type in Arkansas employment, or Little Rock, Arkansas employment, or Las Vegas, Nevada employment, you'll be able to find every major city, Chicago, Illinois employment. Every major city across this country have like an employment group on Facebook. All you have to do is place your ad for free, what you're looking for, when you're looking to hire, how much you're looking to pay, what days. You kind of give the schedule of what you have open, so they can see if they're a good fit for them before they go ahead and contact you. And that's how I get a lot of my employees. Let me see. Listen to Mike, but I listen to Mike, but Fabio's more detailed. Thank you. Evolve agreed. Fabio goes into specifics. Mike's touch on the surface of issues. Yeah, I'm not gonna speak on Mike. But I wish him well. Exactly, and go live. Okay, wow, thank you. Right, Cody 5 is better than my opinion. Right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I just try to be not just transparent with you guys, but I try to make sure you guys understand, which is why, we looking at almost an hour and 40 minutes here of me going live. And the thing is the fact that I don't do it so much anymore, that when I do it, I try to get a lot out, because things change over time, like my goals for last year is totally different with this year 2018. My goals, I'm more aggressive now, more focused. I was focused back then too, but I'm just extremely focused. And I want you guys, I'm genuinely wanting you guys to win. I tell people all the time, you have at least $100. You have that too, but you have at least $100,000 worth of information right here on my YouTube channel. And that's why I go into different examples, and I kind of, oh, you're from Sydney, Australia. Okay, well, I love Australia. But that's why I go into give you different dynamics, different angles to look at things from, the possibilities of what could happen and what may not happen for you. I'm just a realist when it comes down to that. I'm just a realist. So, and I tend to like to think that my channel is a lot better than probably anybody else's, right here on. I don't do all the fancy mic. I don't need a microphone and the backdrop and the fancy graphics and all of that. It might help for monetizing. It might help for becoming a YouTube partner if that was something that I was interested in. But I'm so busy. I don't really care if I'm a YouTube partner, or if I don't try to make money off the videos. It's not why I do the videos. I don't need YouTube to cut me a check. It'd be nice. I wouldn't turn it down, but that's not why I do the videos. I try to educate and give you guys as much valuable information that I know you won't find on any other channel, and then hopefully you take that information and you take off, where you don't need nobody's course, you don't need nobody's coaching per se. I mean, even with me, you don't necessarily need it. If you want it, you can get it, but you don't necessarily need a lot of this stuff. And I try to alleviate all of that by using this YouTube platform here. What's crazy is Mike speaks on value, but Fabio actually give more value in 1 hour and this and that podcast. The truth, exactly. You give that real advice, the real scenarios. Exactly. That's why we watch you. Great, great. I'm so happy. I love you guys. Right, Fabio? We value the introduce music and energize live and stuff. We want to be coached. Yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. I don't, need the graphics or nothing like that. And I'm not against anybody that do that. I don't need a microphone. I don't need to be in a studio. You know, that's just not my thing. But I'm not trying to, uh, throw shade, as they like to say, at Mike. I mean, he does what he does. He makes money, and I'm sure he knows the cleaning business. And I don't listen to the podcast because I have enough realist life of doing this stuff that I know probably a lot of the stuff that he's talking about. I'm sure I could learn something. I don't know everything, but I'm just in the trenches. I'm in the trenches. When you're in the trenches, you really don't have time to really listen to a lot of other people. I listen to more motivational stuff than I do like Eric Thomas, Les Brown, Danny Johnson, um, uh, Grant Cardone, Gary Vee. Um, I listen to a lot of those guys. Yes, I do have an email. That's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's all one word. BOOKFABIOHART. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's my email. But that's that. But once again, I'm not here to knock anybody, you guys. Uh, I listen to more motivational stuff than I do anybody else cleaning stuff. In the very beginning, I listened to other people, about, started cleaning business and things like that before I actually kind of got mine off the ground. But once I start, your wife think you're crazy for listening to those people. Well, I think listening to them adds substance. It definitely keep you motivated. It definitely keep you motivated. The reason for listening to Eric Thomas or Napoleon Hill or Grant Cardone or Gary Vee or Les Brown or Tony Robbins, the reason for listening to them is not trying to become them. You're listening to them because you need a sense of motivation. You want something to keep you going. We're human. I'll be lying to you if I told you that I was always motivated around the clock. You know, I'm not always motivated. I'm human just like you guys. I get lazy too. I get complacent or lethargic. I get that way too. The thing is that I bounce back a lot faster than many because I understand what it feel like to be broke. Oh, that's not a good thing. And when you start being able to buy certain things that you weren't able to buy, many years ago, and you're able to buy stuff now, then that motivates you within itself to want to keep going because it's a certain lifestyle you want to uphold or a certain lifestyle you want to live, right? And a lot of you might be doing cleaning because you're not trying to get rich. You just want to be able to take care of your families. You want to be able to maybe have $100,000 home and maybe a Jaguar and an Escalade and all of that you can do. That's valuable stuff that can happen. You might not have the desire to stay in a mansion. You just want a nice house in the upper echelon area of your town, right? Or you might want to move from a different state to another state, right? And you might want to just have a Maserati, which is very doable. With the big body, I don't know, Escalade or something like that, right? And all of that's doable. Um, so that's what I would say the reason for you to listen to the motivational guys is not necessarily to become them or to do every single thing that they say, but you can learn something from them because all of the guys are generally successful. And we know them. We know a Gary Vee is successful. We know a Anthony Robbins is successful. A Les Brown is successful, right? We know these guys are successful, so they must know something when it comes down to motivating and ethics of business. Okay, so It's not. Most people think you got to try to become them. You don't have. You got to be you. But you're being motivated through them, or using them to stay motivated with yourself. You know. So let me see. Let me see. Yes, Cody, they are. My wife, they crazy. Grant Cardone and V, good stuff. Thank you for sharing, Fabio. You have kept me moving forward with my grind. L Boogie, that's very good, man. I just want you to win. Keep going with it. She listened to you right now. Thanks for the explanation. Hope she gets it. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, and she might, learn something from them, and I mean, she might not have a desire to do business because business is not for everybody. And I'm talking about the gentleman with his wife. I think it's Charles Johnson. Yeah, she might not have a desire to do business, but she might have a desire to be a better employee. Maybe she do nursing, or maybe she's in a medical field, or she might be in, I don't know, a beautician. She might be in the beauty field or whatever. And she might still want to be the absolute best, and that's what you would use those guys through. It's like we live vicariously through them and what they're talking about. That's kind of like everyone's needed coach or push. We all get weak. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Me too, Sally. Comfort kills. Business, yeah. Gotta keep grinding. Yeah, definitely, Cody. Right, take what is useful. Yeah, yeah. See, and the unique thing about it is what's useful for me may not be useful for, like, Cody. We might listen to the same guys, and what Anthony Robbins might say, we listen to the same audio, the same time, and Cody might pick up something that I didn't pick up, and vice versa. But whatever we picked up might motivate the might motivate the hell out of us, right? To go ahead and, keep our business going and keep the grind going, right? So I listen to those mentioned for different reasons. Commercial cleaning, I listen to Fabio Hart. Yeah, man, I'm glad that you guys listen to me. I try to mix the motivational stuff with the actual real life cleaning stuff, because a lot of times you listen to other people here on YouTube and they have you thinking that you need this corporation and you need this and that, and really cleaning isn't that corporate, dude. It's not that corporate. It's just a matter of being consistent. That's how you're going to win, and staying at it. Once you get registered and you get your LLC, or however you register your DBA or whatever, sole proprietor, whatever you decide to do, you get your tax number, or you use your social security number, you get your bank account. Once you get legal, now it's time to just market. It's time to just market in various different ways. You might use a website, you might use a blog, you might do videos, I tell people all the time, people say, Fabio, how can I build more traction in my area? You'll be amazed. You'll be absolutely amazed if you did a video of a before and after job that you did, right? You go in, you're doing a home cleaning, you do a video. This is how it looked before, and this is how it looked after, along with pictures, right? And then you do it, make the still shots in the videos, put the still shots, the before picture, the after picture, right? You do a video of the facility. This is what it looks. Hey, you guys, this is what the facility looks like, and this is how it looks after you're done, right? Or you can do your own like walkthrough, your own little video of the place, right? You do your own little video of the place, and that's how you'll pick up a lot of traction in your local area. Let me see. Yes, sir, Mr. Fabio. I agree. If you're a businessman, but it's really hard. I'm marketing, brother. But damn, I'm getting nothing. But I'm pushing, Mr. Fabio. Hey, Evolve. What I want you to do, I'm going to give you a free 30-minute session because you have been on my live a long time. And I do feel like you should have been able to get some traction. I want to talk to you personally. What I want you to do is email me. If my assistant Jasmine, if she give you a call back, it'll be to set up a day and time. I'm going to give you a free 30-minute session. It's probably going to be by far one of the most amazing 30 minutes you ever had in your life. Okay. Email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Again, I'm going to give you a free 30-minute. I want to see what have you done. When we do this coaching, I want you to have pen and paper available. I want you to write down questions now. If you have questions that you haven't asked me on live, or you have questions that you asked me on live, I want you to go ahead and really, really write them down. I don't care how many questions you have. I promise you we'll get them covered in a 30-minute session. Okay. So this is just a general a help for you because I want to see where you're at. I want to see what have you done, what haven't you done, and how we can get this ball rolling for you. 2018 is your year, Evolve. Okay, but you have to own it. Okay, you have to stay on it. You have to be aggressive. Okay, when I say aggressive, you have to be aggressive. You know, you can't take shit from nobody. Excuse my French, but it is what it is. You can't take shit from nobody. Okay, also, you may have to come in under. And what I mean by that, you might have to do a lower bid just to get a contract. That one contract, that two contract, that three contract that you get at the lower number, it'll instill faith like, oh my God, I can't believe I got three contracts. Even though you're paying, you're billing, or you're billing them at a low price, the fact that you got three contracts, in your head, you're in business. In your head, oh my God, my dreams have started to come to fruition. Okay, that's how you think, and that's what the psyche is like. Okay, when I first got my first contract, it was $250. That was my first, but that was $250 that I didn't have already that I now have. Now, even though I wasn't able to pay a whole hell of a lot of bills with $250, that was something that I could look forward to month after month. Okay, and it's safe to say to this day, my first contract I still have. That $250 account is still $250. Okay, I didn't change one way. The only thing is I grew more. Okay, and I made a lot of, like, in my mind, it's like, okay, I need to make at least X, Y, and Z per contract. So put that in your head. You need to make at least X, Y, and Z per contract. But what we need to do is find why you're not being able to get that traction. What are you doing wrong? Because sometimes it might be you. Sometimes it might be your marketing material. Sometimes it might be the lack thereof. But what we're going to find out, we're going to get to the ball. We're going to get to the root of the cause, I should say. And I'm going to give you 30 minutes free. I'm not going to charge you whatsoever. I'm not going to upsell you anything. I'm not going to sell you any flyers. If you have a flyer and you want me to take a look at it, I'll tell you where I think you should change it or whatever the case is. Business cards, I'll tell you who I use. I can tell you that right now. It's Vistaprint. If you interested in the business cards, I'm going to give you 30 free minutes. Email me, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. BOOK. F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, I like igloo, O HART. Book Fabio Hart. Put your YouTube name in there so that way I know you. Okay, spell it the same way that's on here, and I promise you, when you get off the phone with me, if you're not excited, you will never be excited. You're going to be not only excited and enthusiastic about it, but you're going to win. Okay? So make sure you do that. Now, my assistant name is Jasmine, so if she emails you back or give you a call, she's going to be setting up a time and setting up a date for you to talk to me, and then I'm going to call you personally, and we're going to talk for 30 minutes. Again, write any question down. If you don't want to answer it, ask it here, make sure you write it down. Make sure you write it down, because when I get on the phone with you, 30 minutes are going to go by so fast, but I'm going to make sure that I don't hang up the phone without answering all your questions. So if we go over that 30 minutes, we go over. But 30 minutes, you'll be able to understand everything. You'll have a better grasp on it. Okay? Let me see. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Yes, Cody, it is. Wow. The best thing about commercial, you sell it once and it pays you. Yep, that's the very best thing. It's a residual. It's nothing different than your utility bill. Once you sign up with the utility company, the utility, they're gonna continue to make money on you as long as you need the utilities. Cable, that's why I'm for service. I'm all for service. If you got a security company, if you got a barber shop, people always gonna need their haircut, and if they like your work, they're gonna keep going back to get their haircut. If you're a beautician, you do good hair, and they like the way you do hair, they're always gonna come back, right? I love service industries because it could be residual, okay? Some are more frequent than others. Like a mechanic. He's gonna make his money on volume because the same people car isn't gonna break down every month. But the same people that you clean their home or clean their business are gonna need you every month, right? Just like the utilities, you got to pay that every month. So they make a residual on you month after month. Okay? So look at it from that. Let me see here. Evolve, you have a great content. Yeah. Okay, thank you again. I would do that for sure. I will reach out tomorrow for sure, Mr. Fabio. Great. Make sure you reach out. Again, in the subject line, put your name in, and we'll definitely take care of you. Let me see here. Yes, I'm going to small office, like dental daycare, doctor's offices. Yep, small. Yep, start small. Where's your area? I got a flyer I can send you if you want. Yep. See, and Cody, he's been listening to me for a while, so he's pretty seasoned. He got contracts. He's actually making moves in this area. So, but I remember when it was just starting out for Cody. So, he definitely have a good sense of what he's talking about. Quick side note question: have you considered coaching for a transportation company? I have a specific market I like to do transportation or transport for. Coaching for I don't market my I don't promote it like how I promote the cleaning business. To be honest, let me see who asked me that. L Boogie. To be honest, man, the thing is that I started that up on a whim. That's when Lyft and Uber was doing their thing, right? And they were very, very, it's a big craze about them, right? I'm like, I don't know, man. These people signing on for Lyft, I can do this shit. So all I did is just did a little research. I did a little research about transportation. And I did research on Lyft. I did research on Uber. And while a lot of the way they operate and the way they run things it's great value, in many regards. It's just I switched up the dynamics of it. And I made it work for me. So with us, it's more flat rate than it is how long you're sitting in the car. We don't take you around the world of yeah and just try to run the rates up on you. Everything is flat. What's gonna cost you when you get in. So once I did that, man, and I put it on Facebook, man, it just took off. I can't tell you. Without any exaggeration, we're looking at anywhere maybe from, I would say, $12 to $2,000 a week in just transportation income a week. And I got people that's driving for me. We do background checks on them because we transport kids. We got weekly rates. That's just bar none. Our weekly rates is so reasonable that you would run up in maybe a day or two with Uber and Lyft what we charge you per week. And every day, like I go on live on Facebook all the time, and I'm on, doing my runs, and I get the responses to coming in through the $5 ride program, the subscription list. We get a lot of Uber people, we get a lot of Lyft people. A lot of people, they sign up with me just so they can see me in real life. Just it's crazy, but they do. They just want to see me. It's crazy. I don't know why, but well, Fabio, can you be my driver? Can you be my driver? I can't be everybody's driver, but I try. But yeah, hopefully I answered your question. But I can give you a few pointers if you want to email me. If that's something you want to go into, I could tell you what I do, and maybe it might work for you. It's tough here. What state you in? Email me, okay. Okay, for sure, Cody. Thanks. Great deal. Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions for me? You have any more questions for me? Janakine is a bad virus. Janakine is full of shit. To me, franchising as a whole is full of shit. Why do you do so many things? Just wondering. I do so many things because I believe in multiple streams of income. I believe in multiple streams of income. I've never been the type of guy, even coming up, I've never been the type of guy that wanted to get all my income from one area. For an example, if I did straight commercial cleaning and I didn't do anything else, like direct auto network, brokering new and used cars, and the transportation service, right? If I did straight cleaning, and let's say for an example that I just had a year where I started losing a lot of contracts. When you lose contracts, you're losing income. So, and commercial cleaning is one of those industries where you can be making a lot of money today, and then tomorrow it could be a disaster for you, and it can happen very quickly that way. So you want to diversify your income. I mean, that's not just the only thing. I have investments and things like that too. I invest my money into and talk to my banks about different things and try to become more knowledgeable. I hopped on the Bitcoin thing. Do Motor Club of America, MCA. I can't market everything. It's only like one of me, but I do have systems in place that help me do different things easier. Whereas if I didn't have a system, I'll be like all over the place. I'll be like a chicken with his head cut off, so to speak. So it's pretty easy for me to navigate this, especially during the daytime, because I have the time. Like everything that I'm doing, it seemed like it turned into gold, and I don't say that in a humble way. I don't say it to be like arrogant or obnoxious, but whenever I put my mind to do something and I consistently work at it, I'm able to turn water into wine with that particular endeavor. Okay, so you'll learn as you get in business that you're going to do the same thing. When your cleaning company start making money and you got a pretty good hand on it, you're going to find other opportunities, whether it's investments or whether it's stocks or bonds or CODs or Bitcoin, or they got a lot of different things going on. Okay, so Any other marketing tips besides door-to-door for dental? Yeah, you can call them, call like the dentist offices, and let them know that you have a flyer. You know, as long as you have a proven flyer, you got a proven flyer, and you would like to fax your latest offer to them. Let them know that you would like to fax the latest offer that you have to them, and fax it over. And you can win, especially with a lot of smaller dentist offices and medical facilities. You're able to win them over a lot with that type of thing when you want to fax a flyer over to them. You just ask them the fax number and you go ahead and fax it over to them. That's a suggestion that I would suggest to you, Cody. One income is dangerous is very. Fabio, any other marketing tips? Okay. Also, can you do a video on your system? You say, can I do a video on my systems? What do you mean exactly? That way I have a clear understanding. Cody, yes sir, Cody. I'm trying to do that one day. L Boogie, he says, what would you suggest, cleaning or transportation for a first business? Okay. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Good question, actually, I think, because I like them both. I didn't think I was going to like driving that much, but it's amazing the type of people that get in, my car, the type of people that leave me business cards, just the type of people that you meet, besides the crazies. And I'm pretty good judge of character with that too, so I rarely get the crazy people. But anyway, I would say if you're doing it on I need to get some money right away, then I would say the transportation service, because transportation is one of those things that people are always going to need, but you have to find a way to be a different hook to it. Like, you don't want to copy Uber style or Lyft style. You want to have your own style, your own little texture to it. Okay, and that's why it's worked so great for me, that I got my own style. And then I'm transparent. I do a lot of live videos on Facebook, so a lot of people, when I explain the $5 ride and what it does and how it works and how we're different than other transportation companies, when I explain it, a lot of times what happened is it get people engaged, right? You just never know. Sometimes people are going to like you for different reasons, and people have their reasons why they like me. Quite frankly, they have the reasons why they don't like me. But if you're just doing it strictly because you need some fast cash, you need to make some money, you need help growing a business or anything like that, I would say the transportation would be one of the quickest things that you could do and really be very effective. If you want to do it on a long term basis, then I would say, and you want really, really good residuals, I would say commercial cleaning. Okay, now with me, I have residual on both. Because I have a loyal following. I have a loyal subscriber base. You know what I'm saying? I have a loyal group of people that use me on a weekly basis. I'm the reason a lot of parents haven't lost their jobs yet, because I transport their kids to and from school or to and from daycare. They can't do it because it would make them late every single day trying to get the kids to school. They have to be at work before the kids got to be at school or daycare or whatever the case is. So, and it becomes a family affair. These people get the chance to get to know you. They offer you, a lot of things, Oh. It looked like I have a 15% battery power, you guys. I could do one or two things. Plug this thing up. Let me see here. I could plug it up, or I could end this live here. I'm going to try to plug it up because it looked like But that's what I would do. If you need cash right away, right now, then I would go ahead and do the okay. Now we're in business. Okay. Is it charging? Okay, it's charging. Okay. So that's what I would suggest that you do. I would, if you need the cash right away, I would say the transportation. If you looking at it for a more long term thing, then I would suggest that you do. It's the Esther. Esther say, what do you say when you go door to door? Like what speech? Well, it's just a general conversation, Esther. What you walk in, you greet the receptionist, him or her. You could start with good morning. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning? Stop right there. Let them tell you. And they'll say, oh, you need to talk to Sarah Stokes. Then you say, okay, great. Is she available at this time? And then based on what she say, she'll go get Sarah for you, or if Sarah not available, then what you would do is ask for Sarah's business card. Okay? If she don't have Sarah's business card, then you can write the number down just on a spare piece of paper. So it'll go like this. Good morning. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? Sarah Stokes. Okay, great. Is Sarah available at this time? No, Sarah, she's not available at this time. Do you have a business card? Now, this is them asking you, do you have a business card? You say, sure. You give them a business card. You say, do Sarah have a business card? You say, well, I don't have one of her cards. What I can do is just give you one of our general cards, and then you can write Sarah Stokes' name on it, right? And then you say, oh, by the way, I'm sorry, what's your name? And she say, oh, I'm sorry, my name is Melissa Hack. You say, okay, thank you, Melissa. I greatly appreciate you, and you have great customer service skills. You want to kind of butter them up, because sometimes you have to use them to get to the decision maker. So I want to thank you a lot, Melissa. You've been a great help. Or whatever you decide to say. Okay, that's one way that you can do it. Another way that you can do it is you can say, hello, you can walk in and hello, my name is, and say who you are. I'm from such and such a company. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning service? So this is how that would sound. It would sound like this here. Hello, I'm Fabio Hart with Hollywood Janitorial Services. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning, or who would I talk to in regards to commercial cleaning? Okay, and you just stop and the same approach. They tell you, oh, Sarah Stokes. You say, great. Is Sarah Stokes available? Yes, she is. You want to hang on for a second? Great, I will. And then you let her go get Sarah Stokes. Sarah Stokes come by. Hi, how are you? Hi, yes. Are you Sarah? Yes, I'm Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I'm Fabio with Hollywood Janitorial Service. Do you guys currently have a commercial cleaning company, or would you be interested in commercial cleaning services? No, not right now, not at this time. Do you have a business card or some material? Sure, here, I can give you a business card and a flyer. Would it be okay if I try back with you guys within the next 90 days? Would that be okay? Yeah, give us a shot back in 90 days and see where we're at with it. And if we could use you, we'll use you. Or if anything happened before then, I'll give you a call. This your business card? Great. There you go. So I just kind of walked you through a whole scenario. It's more of a conversation, not like you're selling them. Okay? Yeah, Esther. It's really simple. It's really simple. It's just an introductory, just like you met somebody at the store or something like that, right? You just go in and say who you are, or you just walk in, talk to the receptionist that you're probably going to see, or whoever walks up to you and, hi, how could I help you? You say, yes, I'm Esther such and such with such and such a cleaning company. Who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? And you just leave it right there, and they're going to say, okay, well, that'll be Donald Actually, Donald, he's in a meeting now. Do you have a business card or something that I could leave for him? You say, yeah, sure. You give him your business card, give him your flyer. You say, great. Now, do we have a business card? Do you have a business card for Donald? They might say, you know what, I don't have one of his cards on me, but you can take this, or you can write down his name and his number if you want, and, give him a call. Okay, great, I'll do that. And then you write down his name and his number, or you get one of their little general business cards and write down his name on that general business card. And you always make sure you get the receptionist name, okay? You always get the receptionist name, too. You're welcome. I'm glad to help, Fabio. It's a real master here, though. I'm still learning. Yep, Cody, you're doing great. You came a long way. You should be proud of yourself. Keep going. Just crush it this year. Yep. Esther, when you try it tomorrow, make sure you email me. Let me know how it works. My email is bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'm really grateful for you guys, man. You guys don't know. You're the reason that I do these lives. When I'm not on live, I actually do think about you guys often. Like, I wonder what my... Okay, yeah, definitely email me, Esther. Let me know. L Boogie said, thank you so much, Answer. I will be emailing you. I know you're really busy. Okay. I need to do my research on transportation business so I could be more specific with my questions. Yeah, definitely, L Boogie. Just email me, do a little research or anything that just come to mind, jot it down. I always tell people to jot it down before they get me on the phones. That way they don't be like, because at that point we just wasting time. So, good information is better than gold. Yeah, you can never, right? So. So that's that. You guys have any more questions for me? Anything that we missed? Again, I want to definitely motivate you guys. I want you guys to really crush it in 2018. If it's something that's holding you back and you need to talk to me, you can always feel free to just to email me. We could set up something to get you on the phone with me. I really want you guys to win. I know everybody isn't going to win because everybody don't have the same drive. But if I can help just 1 or 2 people, 3 people here on this live, and you guys, get your first deal, get your first account, and you send me an email or you send me a letter or whatever the case is, or you leave me a voicemail or a text message letting me know how things then went for you. Those letters are paramount. I got people that watch me on YouTube that's on my Facebook, and man, they inbox me deals, and this is what I picked up, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm and I really like to hear that because I really want you guys to win. Okay, like I tell people, I can't get all the contracts in the country, so I might as well share some of this information, and then I will hope you guys do the same thing as you grow and get your business larger. And it's not always about the money. Sure, you got to make money, sure, your knowledge, it's worth being bought and paid for. So I'm not telling you guys just to always, you don't always have to give as much information away as I do. But the thing is that I know this stuff, and the crazy part is 95%, and it is that high, 95% of the people that's going to listen to me and that's going to hear all this valuable information isn't going to even use 1% of the information. A lot of people that's on the live now, I know for a fact they're not going to use this information, right? So it's nothing different than somebody putting valuable information in a book and people not going to rent the book from the library. No one said you had to buy the book, But there's people that won't even go rent the book from the library to get the information out the book, or won't even go sit in the library and pick the book up, read it, take notes, or anything like that to get the information out. So this is the same way. Your contact helps every day. Yeah, Cody. English probably with Cody and Rome. This is like a personal sit down with businessmen. Insane to find even person. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, yeah. So that's that's what it is. So that's why I give a lot of personal examples. That's why I give away a lot of information, because I know it's valuable, but no matter how valuable it is, a lot of times people won't value the information. But it's crazy. If I was to start making my videos cost, $2, $5.99, $6.99, I would make a killing. And I know I will. I would make a killing if I just start putting a price tag on the videos. It will hurt the vast majority of the people that will actually do something with the information. But people will actually purchase, to watch the video. And it's crazy because a lot of times they'll pay their $8.99, $6.99, $2.99, whatever the case is, and they still won't do anything with the information. So you damn either way. You damn if you do, you damn if you don't. So I go ahead and give it to you straight value without any price tag on the video. And then I know, like I say, the vast majority of people that watch me, they're not going to do anything with it. Absolutely not. They're going to continue to watch me year after year, week after week, month after month, day after day. They come back to it, play it back, take notes. Some of you guys got a long sheet of notes from last year, and you didn't attack one thing that you wrote down. And I know this. Factual. Some of you guys took notes. I know you got notes and notes upon notes and notes that you took from me here on live. I've given you guys my resources. I use this company, I use that company. I will call this, I would do that. I did live cold calling videos here on YouTube. Gave you just a verbatim script. Just like I just did tonight, telling you how you talk to them when you walk in the door. A lot of you guys won't even make it to that point because you don't even get up to go walk into the door. Right? So that fear has crippled a lot of people, which make it very, very good for people like me. See, for people like me, I'll thrive off of people that's scared to do things that I'm not scared to do. And you're making it very, very easy for your competition because fear has crippled you. Fear has you spooked. So you're making it very, very easy for the competition to get what's supposed to belong to you. You're making it very, very easy for the competition to get what's supposed to belong to you. Because you're scared and they're not. You're too cold. It's too cold outside for you. Yet they bundle up and they're willing to go through that. Door knocking. You scared to pick this up. You'll pick this up and you'll talk to your homeboy, your girlfriend, and this, hey babe, hey boo, what's going on? I heard you went to that party. Did you go to that party? You do it like that. But you won't pick the same device up that you got to pay a monthly bill for and cold call. The most they can do is say, I'm not interested by. It's not like your mama hung up on you. You didn't even know this person that hung up on you. Right? So why does it matter? Now, if mama hung up on you, it might hit you. You might feel some type of way. Because that was mom. If your sister hung up on you, that was sis. If your brother hung up, you get where I'm going with it, right? If your girlfriend hung up on you, if your wife hung up on you, Now it's time to put a belt on our ass, right? No, I'm just kidding. But you get where I'm going. It'll hurt more. But for people that you don't even know, you don't even pick the device up to call the number. I don't understand it. All you have to do is call. Hello, thank you for calling ABC Clinic. Hi, yes, who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? 1 second. I think that's Amanda. 1 second. Let me find out. Yep, that's Amanda. She's not in the office right now. Would you like me to transfer it to your voicemail? No, I'll just phone her back. Okay, thanks. By the way, what's your name? My name is Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate you. Okay, yeah, bye. That quick. That quick. It was a conversation. Don't that conversation sound the same as the conversation that I gave you for going door to door? The only thing is, you're on the phone, but you're using the same technique when you go inside. Knock, knock. You go in. Hi, welcome to ABC Clinic. Hi, yes, who would I speak to in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility? Oh, that'll be Doug Smith. Great. Is Doug Smith available at this time? Actually, he's not. He's not available at this time. Would you like to leave a message for him or some literature for him? Sure. I'll leave my business card. And do he have a business? Yeah, I'll give you one of his cards. Okay. And then you just follow up with them. Don't forget to get the receptionist's name. Real quick. I'm sorry. What's your name? Oh, my name is Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate you. Anytime. It's simple. You see how we just had a normal conversation? I just had one with myself, right? That's all you guys got to do. That's what I'm talking about, Anthony. Anthony C. said he got his first employee set up. He's in at home right now, okay? Good philosophy. Fabio's teaching the truth. Yeah. I got it from the man. Yeah. Yeah, Anthony is awesome. Anthony, he's been on top of things. Haha, Coach Fabio. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I want you guys to win. There's absolutely no reason whatsoever why you guys can't do it. I'm 17 from Miami. Oh, I like the fact that you're 17 and you're trying to do this thing. I'm 17 from Miami. Where do you think I should hit first? Should hit up first. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Where do I think you should hit up first? What do you mean where I think you should hit up first? Cody said you commercial or residential. Is that what she meant? Hit up what if you're talking in the, oh, you're both? Oh, you must be pretty successful. Because I would suggest that you start with one or the other. Nail that and then gravitate to the next one. So either go full throttle in a niche market of residential or go full throttle in a niche market of commercial. Once you start building traction in one or the other, then jump to the other. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for you to manage to pick up contracts in both. because you're going to be all over the place. You're probably going to market one more than the other, or you're probably not going to market either one as often as you should, because you kind of gambling in your head. So do one specific niche, stick at it, make money, and then bounce to something else. Bounce to residential or whatever the case is, commercial. Yeah. Start with one. You're welcome. You guys have any more questions for me? Just want to make sure we got it covered here. Do you outsource payroll? Yes, I use Paychex. If you want to use Paychex, you're more than happy to use them. Paychex, you go to paychex.com. That's Paychex. Go to their website right now. Get familiarized with them. Oh, you use Paychex. Okay. Okay. My man. They're phenomenal. I like Paychex. They're reasonable. Very understandable. You can log into the back office of Paychex and see, what everybody's being paid out. You can, and it's simple. It's not nothing difficult for those interested. But if you guys don't know about Paychex, then go to paychex.com. Get familiarized with them. They offer various different services. If you just need them for payroll, just use them for payroll. Okay. Well, good night. Definitely good night to you, Evolve. I look forward to hearing from you now. If you guys don't have any more questions, then I'll go ahead and wrap it up for the night. I just wanted to hop on live and touch bases with you guys, seeing as I don't get a chance to get on as often as I used to. Do you guys have any more questions? I don't want to end it too quickly or too premature before you guys get all your questions out. If that's it for tonight, then I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, Fabio. Good night. Good night. Okay, guys. Well, good night. Again, I appreciate you all. Hopefully, I see you all on my next live. Hopefully, you guys replay this live. I want you to like, share, and subscribe. I greatly appreciate you. I love you all so much. Be safe. Have a great 2018. You will hear back from me soon. If you definitely need anybody that's on this live or anybody that might want to get into the cleaning business or just business in general or want to talk to me, you have them email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. bookfabiohart@gmail.com. I'm Fabio Hart, the only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Take care.